got a lot of great advice at Comic-Con from a lot of the comic people there. How have you put that advice into place since you've been back?
Well, at first it was kind of, at first it was legitimately heart-wrenching because I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't really sure if I had stopped working on art for a while because I wasn't very confident in my abilities, and but I had a lot of passion and I had a lot of desire to do it, and so what I did was I really sat down and thought about what it would take to bring out my, to set up a style of my own, to be, because that's the only thing I felt like that was missing. I always felt like I could do it, but I tried too hard to appeal to what I thought people wanted me to do and what I thought they were looking for. But then I realized all I need to do is really embrace my strengths and the things that I know how to do, and that's how I tell a story. And so I started working on a comic about being a geek in the Midwest and making it autobiographical, because I feel like that's a perspective that's not given a lot in comics. And so I embraced the strengths that I think I have, working from photo reference, and as much as I love capes, as much as I'd rather be a superhero artist, it's not really, that's more Eric's thing. My thing's really honestly just, I'm more realistic, I'm more, and I don't think, I realized, it took me a while to realize there's nothing wrong with it, that I could tell a story that way too. So I started working on this anthology that's going to come out this summer. I've got a book, a series of anthologies of other Midwest artists that I'm working with, and hopefully we'll make it a quarterly thing, and I've got my comic coming out in that edition, and it's called Middle West, and it's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to showing people that even if I'm not the best artist in the world, I may not even be the best artist in Columbia, but I'm pretty sure I can do something with it, and I really want to.
If you could illustrate any current comic book, what would it be?
Oh man, my biggest dream, I've always wanted to draw the Flash. If I could, because he's Missouri's home to, he's Kansas City and is Central City, and I grew up in the Flash, and I'm from Missouri and from Kansas City, and he's my favorite superhero of all time. There's so many pictures of me dressed up as the Flash. I made costumes as a kid. I've got Flash tattoos, I'd love to, and I've also always wanted to, because I'm named after James Kirk. I've always wanted to work on Star Trek. So if Star Trek and the Flash are the ones that I would probably kill a man in Thunderdome just to be able to draw those. Trust me, you have no idea how excited I would be to do that.
What was your biggest fear about appearing in the documentary?
Honestly, because I really wasn't sure the tone ahead of time. I talked to Morgan about it during the filming, and he was very, very nice. I knew it wasn't going to be mocking, but I was legitimately afraid of looking like a failure. Not even that. It's hard to describe. I was really embarrassed about my stuff not looking good enough, even to the audience on camera, because I knew I wanted to be there and I knew I wanted to do it, but I've just never been sure. I've gone to Comic-Con with my portfolio before and chickened out and not gone to the reviews because I didn't want anybody to tell me not to do the thing that I love to do. So that was my biggest fear, and this pushed me and forced me to do it, and it's been it's really changed my life because I actually do it now. I actually work really hard to do it, and I'm not afraid to scrap something and just start over and work really hard. So.
And finally, what are your plans for this year's Comic-Con?
I'm gonna see it through another lens. It's gonna be very, very odd. Hopefully I'm gonna take copies of my comics to Comic-Con, and I'm gonna show it and shop around, see what happens. And I'm rooting for a panel at Comic-Con this year too, because then I can really plug it. So I'm just looking forward to going and seeing it in a new light, seeing it from the other end, and then feeling like. Being a geek, going to Comic-Con, you feel like you belong. But now being someone who actually really is working to make something happen in the comics industry, now it's going to feel like I'm really there. I should be there, So not just a spectator this time, hopefully. So
thanks so much.
Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you.